I don't know if Orlo needs coffee.
He's already mid-sip.
It'll even him out.
Orlo's eyes just like immediately like, bing! Oh, this is pretty good stuff. Yeah, this is pretty good stuff. So about those black hands, did you hear about those black hands? Kind of creepy. Okay, two things. One, this feels like a trap. Two, what are the rules of squatter? Because we could just like stay here forever.
You actually have to make market improvements to the property, which seems impossible because it's literally perfect.
They can do anything we want them to do. So let's add on a bathroom, replace the screen doors.
That's true. True.
Get the shutters. Keep it simple.
Upgrade the
Clean the gutters.
fireplace.
Yeah. Let's put one of those.
Maybe put a deck out back.
Any of you that want to, you're more than welcome to roll Arcana to see if you know what this is.
14.
I'm gonna say Orlo doesn't know what this is.
Yeah, I only got a 9.
I got a 17.
Emmerin and Roland, you both have heard of things like this before. You've never personally seen one, but this is most likely the spell Magnificent Mansion.
Magnificent Mansion.
It appears we're in some sort of magically conjured magnificent mansion.
Yeah, I've heard about places like this before. Pocket dimension, servants, everything you could ever want and need.
Look at these sconces. Nice.
Well, I don't know
really like
about
the
you all.
wainscoting.
I don't know about you all, but I would love to have a nice bath. I haven't had one in a very long time, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll see you later.
A what?
A bath.
Wow.
You know what? With your newfound love of pillows, you might really like this. You should ask one of the servants to draw you a good bath.
He just looks at you and he squints and he like wanders off into the background. You just hear him say, bath. That's it. That's Emmerin's evening.
I'm gonna hate to see what he looks like once they knock all the dirt off.
So Laya, Emmerin, you are both drawn a bath. These large wooden tubs filled up with perfectly hot water. They bring you food, alcohol, whatever you need while you're sitting in there. Anything else that you want? Orlo, Roland.
Orlo, what do you say to some feasting?
Yeah. 1 second. So Orlo gets out his alchemy book and starts flipping through all the ingredients he needs for like healing potions, sleeping potions, and whatever. And yeah, he just like calls out those ingredients and sees if they'll bring them.
Go ahead and just roll me a flat d20, like just a luck check.
My d20 has 20 sides. It's not flat. Is that okay?
No, you have to get a flat one.
Got his ass, dude.
Dude. It was definitely a 3.
You keep calling out these ingredients, and the ones that are like specifically like herbs, things that they could use to cook with feasibly, you get like a bundle or two of those things. but it's just general, like basic generic ingredients for alchemy.
And then I just look at Roland, like clearly disappointed, and it's just like, yeah, let's feast.
Okay, let's play a game. I'm going to order you the thing that I like to eat the most when I was a little kid. And then you order me the thing that you like to eat most when you were a little.
Roland's
like the
about to
most
just get a
Ted
pile
Lasso.
of berries.
This is like the most Ted Lasso nonsense I've ever heard. This is amazing.
Okay, house. Let me get a couple of steak and kidney pies.
Steak and kidney pies.
Steak
huh?
and kidney pie. That's an appropriately medieval dish, I think. We can all agree that maybe a knight would
For
like to eat.
kids, yeah.
For like a child might.
It was
would like
marketed
to.
way differently back then.
Yeah,
Aimed at the younger demographic, you know.
Within
Let me get a tube of Go-Gurt and
a Mountain Dew.
one of those little. Yeah, let me get a Surge Cola.
Steak and kidney pies and a Surge Cola.
And one Surge Cola, please.
Diet.
Diet.
Within a few minutes, you see this beautiful pie come out and get placed on the table in front of you two. And as soon as that's placed in front of you, you see silverware and plates and glasses all kind of just appear on the table as well.
And
Do they do like
Orlo
a
just
musical number or?
Be our guest? No. We can still get sued for that, right? That's
Hey,
not,
yeah, I just got a DM from our lawyers, and you can't. They'll bury you with Walt, dude. They'll put you in the vault. It's gonna be you and the Great Mouse Detective just rotting away. You can't do it.
Message right from Michael Eisner.
Directly, it just pops up on my screen. Not even like in any messaging app, just on my screen.
Just
as you're going
subscribed.
As you're going in, Steamboat Willie is coming out. It's like, I'm free, I'm free.
So yeah, Orlo, what is it that Orlo would order for Sir Roland?
Well, first of all, Orlo just grabs all this and just starts devouring it with no regard for anything that or anybody. Absolutely famished, and then he like kind of like looks up at Roland and then is like, "Oh yeah,
It's super
you got any?" Yeah, it's delicious. You happen to have any like bowls of fruit?
Again, within a moment, you see a few full bowls of fruit that look like paintings just pop up with everything stacked in them super nicely and all kinds of different fruits in them.
And Orlo's just like, I've never had anything quite like this before. This is what I used to eat as a kid all the time. So yeah, eat up, enjoy. Let me know what you think.
Roland picks up a bunch of grapes. He's like, you know what? I grew up near a vineyard, and when we were kids, we used to steal the giant grapes off these cars. And he like plucks a bunch off and starts eating them.
So the two of you continue to order food back and forth. Laia and Emmerin, do you want to join in on this after your bath, or are you just gonna try to relax and do your own thing?
No, I'll join
Yeah.
in. Laia's gonna come back downstairs or wherever. I'm assuming it was like up. It doesn't matter. Laia's gonna come back in, clearly very just super relaxed, and I'll be in my fancy clothes, my fine clothes, instead of all of my armor and stuff. And I'm gonna be like, oh, My nanny and housekeeper, Tilly, she made the best onion soup. It will totally knock your socks off. Don't worry, Orlo, there's no mushrooms.
And Orlo also just looks at his feet like barefoot.
This large cauldron makes its way to the table filled with this onion soup, and
Ooh, I
It's-
love when they melt the cheese on top.
it's not quite as good as your Aunt Tilly's, but it's still very, very good.
No one's as good as Tilly.
Emmerin will pop down the stairs like with a towel, like drying his hair off. So he normally keeps his hair like all combed back into like a warrior's knot on the back of his head and then sides shaved. So it's just all flopped down on the side of his head, like just below my glasses, kind of thing, like Sokka when he took his knot out. If you guys remember from Airbender, and he's drying his hair off, and he's Roland, did I hear that you were robbing grapes? That doesn't sound very lawful good of you.
I don't know what that means. Also, I was like 7, so I've made up for it.
I simply figured you paladin types were born with the stick up your ass. So
No, that took years to get it up there.
Well, if it's of the land, it's for everybody, so no
yeah,
harm,
we've
no
been
foul.
trying to get it. We've been trying to get it out ever since.
Anyway, order your favorite food. Rats or sawdust or whatever it is.
You know. No, believe it or not, I actually did have an all right childhood for the most part. And my mother used to make these like cherry, it's like a cherry pastry, kind of like jam in the center and pastry around. I can't remember what they were called, something like dance or something like that.
Right, named after perhaps a country or a land which does not exist in this world.
Perhaps.
What?
Are you not describing a Danish? Am I going crazy?
I thought he was doing like a scone or something.
Oh,
Well, I guess that
It's
wouldn't be
open
filled.
for interpretation.
could be anything. Could be a completely new fantasy pastry.
But no, I was going for Danish. You're right.
Ah,
But these fluffy pastries end up on the table in front of you guys. And you sit and eat and drink all evening. And this is the first time you guys have actually gotten to really relax since you've started doing this. And it's a very nice change of pace, especially knowing what's ahead of you. But you spend the night just drinking and eating and laughing and joking and making fun of each other, sitting by the fire. And is there anything else you would like to do before the evening is out?
Roland's also going to end up, when the feasting winds down, end up like taking a bath and having, one of the mansion entities like clean his armor and bring him stuff to clean and hone his sword.
That is all done very easily. And for the first time in a couple of weeks, Sir Roland, you also feel quite clean. Emmerin, you're
I found a tooth in my hair. A tooth.
Emmerin checks his mouth.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know which one of you did that. Probably Orlo.
I'm gonna guess it came from the man he was beating. Maybe
Well,
it flew
no,
out and into your hair.
I was across the room. That would have been impressive. I mean, perhaps. Maybe it was that dude you shot in half. Do you remember that guy? Holy
Oh,
shit.
that's true. I did do that.
Has it been that long since you've had a bath?
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Like I started, like the smell had stopped. I was nose blind to my own self.
Nose blind. Look at it. He kind of nudges Lion. He goes, look at this guy. Doesn't even take baths.
And then Orlo's gonna pipe up and be like, I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I wasn't nose blind to anything.
Well,
So it's
yeah,
a very serious nose.
yeah, I hope you don't mind me saying you've got quite the nose.
Oh yeah, blessing and a curse.
Yeah. So you guys make your way into the beds. They're beautiful, large bedrooms. Very, very comfortable, like lavish beds. Emmerin, they have plenty of pillows for you.
Pillow top?
Pillow top. And again, this is just
pillow bottom.
I was about to say that implies the existence of pillow bottom.
Pillow bottom.
pillow switch.
That's where you get the most bang for your buck.
Boy, is it.
The most bang, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I hate it here.
Do you?
But I love it.
You guys very rarely get the opportunity to even see a place that would have an accommodation like this, let alone sleep in it. So it is just an absolute beautiful change of pace. You know what it's like, but you haven't done it in a very long time. And you lay down and immediately, just without even a second thought, with all of the food and the drink hitting you and on the very comfortable bed, you are just out cold.
Are the beds even big enough for Orlo?
Yes.
I actually asked them for a bigger bed, and they brought one. Couldn't find the ingredients though. An 8-foot bed though, no problem.
Got a California king, but couldn't get ingredients.
Orlo, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Why though?
It's fine. It's fine.
Seems-
This is probably just an Orlo thing. He's probably had a behind the scenes conversation with the DM for months, and it's not going to affect us. It's just Orlo. Let him have his.
What did Orlo first say when we walked in here? This seems like a trap. It's a 12, by the way. How fucked am I?
Scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 20. Oh, fuck this Orlo.
Imagine you had a thing that was on a scale of 1 to 20 and you rolled it. How bad would it be?
Yeah. Theoretically.
Orlo, you are laying in bed and you fall asleep full.
And you take a nice long rest and wake up and everything is A-okay. Thanks.
Thanks for good. And you start to drift off to sleep. And as you're laying there, you kind of shift and turn and roll. As especially, you're not used to something like this. This is the first time you've ever been in anything that's even remotely pillowy or as comforting, I suppose, since you've been home. And you start to drift off. And as you do, you hear, or think you hear, a whisper. And you kind of just shrug it off. Maybe one of the other people in the house. And you start to drift off again, and you hear it again. And you kind of roll over and crack your eyes. And as you do, at the foot of your bed, you see these shadowy hands just reaching up over the foot of the bed.
I try and shadow step away.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Wow, sick
Uh,
dream sequence
20.
just for Orlo and nobody else. Very well done.
Maybe how well we do
22.
depends on how well he does.
You start to shift, and you feel these hands grab and hold on to you and start reaching up, and more of them start reaching over the side of the bed. And you go to shadow step, and you do everything that you normally do. You feel it as it kind of starts to take hold of your body. And as you do, you kind of snap awake, and you have shadow stepped a half an inch off the bed, and you kind of just feel yourself fall back into bed, and it snaps you awake. And you kind of look around, and everything's fine. Everything in the room's in place. All of your armor, bone breaker, everything's been cleaned. Everybody has gotten the benefits of a full long rest. You have all of your spell slots back, all of your hit points, and everything's fine.
Well, when Laya comes down for breakfast, she's going to be singing and humming and order like a giant ass breakfast.
Everything that you ask for, everything that you're used to, especially that you grew up with, things you haven't had in a long time, all within a few moments ends up on the table in front of you.
Did you guys know that they make sheets out of silk?
What else do you sleep on?
Wool?
Oh, but that's so itchy.
It's cheap.
Emmerin comes down the stairs, spots the large tin carafe of coffee, pours one up, looks at both of you, and just stands there.
How did you like your pillows?
What?
Is he just wearing one of those shirts, like a giant t-shirt that's like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee?
Perfect. And he's clearly slept in it, like the neck is all wrung out, and yeah.
Orlo comes down the stairs last and just kind of is just staring blankly straight ahead. Like clearly slept a little bit, but didn't sleep throughout the night, and just like walks past the table, and I'm assuming Laya has ordered sausages, so just like doesn't even look at where he's grabbing, but just like picks one up and starts like eating it as he walks to like a lone chair, and then just like sits down and like just continues eating the sausage, staring just straight ahead blankly.
Orlo, you look terrible. Did they make the bed too short? I thought when I was up that I bet you they made Orlo's bed just like a size.
No, they actually made it just long enough. Just long enough.
You, obviously you look this spooked since we first met. Play the clip.
Yeah, I had, I don't know, a dream, or I guess it was a dream. I didn't take any. I mean, yeah, it was probably a dream.
What was the dream?
Well, as I fell asleep, I sensed something coming up from the end of the bed, and when I opened my eyes, there were these black hands coming up to grab me, and I tried to shadow step away, and when I did, but I was only a little bit off the bed, and I jolted awake.
Oh, that was me and Roland. We just put on black gloves and came up over to the edge of the bed just to fuck with you.
Emmerin!
That's true. That's
Orlo, was this like that dream we had? And I'll like kind of look over at Emmerin and Roland. This happened before the two of you joined us. But there was this one night at Zrinka's that we all had like this shared dream, and it ended up not actually being a dream.
It didn't quite feel like that, and it doesn't look like any of you have seen the black hands coming from the end of their bed last night.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. I don't know what that was, but I don't think it was exactly the same.
Well, you should have some coffee.
What's that?
It's stuff that Emmerin.
I'll just like grab a mug, fill it up, hand it to you. Trust me, it makes the day go by a little easier.
And then Orlo will.
I don't know if Orlo needs coffee.
He's already mid sip.
It'll even him out.
Orlo's eyes just like immediately like, bing. Oh, this is pretty good stuff. Yeah, this is pretty good stuff. So about those black hands, did you hear about those black hands? Kind of creepy.
Creepy. You know, I was half expecting swallowed by my bed or something easy to happen. Nope. I dreamt I was a horse farmer.
Oh, that's weird. I dreamt I was a horse.
That is weird, man. Well, were you just like eating grass or?
Huh. Maybe that's why my breath tastes so bad.
You guys get breakfast in. Orlo's jazzed up on coffee. And you see the door open. And Giller, kind of as he opens, kind of just like knocks on it and says, good morning. Did you all sleep well?
Morning, Giller. No, I didn't sleep well at all. Welcome. It was a terrible night, actually. You know anything about these black hands?
Most of us slept well.
He seems excited.
They let him try coffee for the first time.
I just put it in front of Giller.
He kind of waves his hand. No, thank you. I'm good.
But he did have, well, honestly, we're not sure if it's a dream or not. He said that there were some black hands, similar to, I'm assuming, like mage hand, at the foot of his bed that grabbed him.
Tried to grab me. I shadow stepped away. And then I woke up.
See? He's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine now, but it was terrifying then.
I will take a look just to make sure that everything is on the level. Although, if you wouldn't mind showing me where and what happened.
Okay, sure. And then he like sprints down the hallway.
You get to the room about.
There he goes.
You get to the room a solid like 10 to 15 seconds before he does.
And I'm already laying in the bed.
I told you not to give him coffee.
What are you talking about? This is awesome.
You know, I may be the youngest one here, but sometimes I feel like I'm the only adult.
That's categorically untrue. You take yourself far too seriously to be an adult.
If that isn't the truest statement I've ever heard.
Now, come on, let's see what Orlo says to the mage.
Let him cook.
So Killer finally makes his way into the room after what seems like an eternity for you, Orlo.
Oh, Giller, you finally made it in. Okay, so what was happening was I was laying here, right? And I was trying to fall asleep, right? And I like mimic like tossing and turning, like closing my eyes and everything. And then I'm like, and then finally, when I started drifting off, right? I started like I heard some whispers. I don't know what they were saying really, but I heard them. And then out of nowhere, I tried to ignore them, fall asleep, whatever. And then these hands started coming up, and then I tried to shadow step away like this, and I like shadow step like successfully away, like how I wanted to in the dream. I was like, but that didn't happen. What happened was, and I run over to the bed again, and I lay back down. But what really happened was I shadow stepped, and then this happened, and I like go a half inch, and I slam down, and then I woke up. You know anything about that? Does that sound weird to you?
First of all, this is giving me huge end of the movie Clue vibes, and I'm here for
Oh my
it.
god, yes.
When they're running through the house with Tim Curry, and he's like doing all the. So
Make sure we add some like a clip of that in on post. Zam will edit it in post.
Sam, talk to the Clue people. Get them to
Oh my god.
get Tim on the line.
It's MGM. I'm sure it'll be easy.
Right, no problem. You see Gillard cast a spell, and he kind of is looking around the room, and he looks at the bed. He's checking over everything. I don't see anything particularly out of the ordinary. The bed seems fine. You have your equipment over here. I see that some of those things are magical. Your jug, your hat, what I assume is an immovable rod, your weapon, your robes, I presume. Is that what they are? Yes?
Yep. Ropes. Yep, got it.
Everything seems fine other than those things being on the level, I suppose.
Orlo just like springs out of the bed and starts pacing back and forth really quickly, and it's just like, oh well, of course. Then if the room's fine, everything's fine, and not just be in my head all along. That's really fine. Like I'm sure that's okay. Like it'll just be in my head, Who cares? Everybody has some black hands showing up in their dreams. Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Orlo, do me a favor and roll me either. Actually, roll me a survival check.
Ooh, nat 20. It's a 26.
Hell yeah.
He's done.
Your brain is moving at 10,000 miles an hour, and you kind of start to you're starting to catch up like to 20 minutes ago, and like you're just working through things, and you are like dealing with the coffee situation and figuring out, you're like, okay, well, this is natural and everything's fine, and like this should be okay, and I should be able to handle this. And you keep like moving forward through time, and like you're walking through the instance of like explaining everything to Giller again, and you are talking about the dream, and then you're going through like the things that he says, and you realize that there was one thing out of that he said that shouldn't have been or wasn't previously true. When he's explaining the items to you, your robes you just had made in a shop in town. There's nothing inherently magical about them.
This is true. So then, like, as he's pacing,
And
He
now,
finally
mind you,
catches up. He's just like,
mind you, this all happened like you stop pacing for 3 seconds and are just staring off into space, and all of the last 30 minutes just replayed in your head in those 3 seconds.
and then he just like Orlo just like as he's paused, like looks down, and he like looks over, and he's like, magic robes.